The recent comments by Lawrence Taylor, LT, regarding Micah Parsons, as discussed on First Take, have sparked a significant conversation within the NFL community. Taylor, an undisputed legend of the sport, criticized Parsons by suggesting that today's athletes should focus more on football and less on extracurricular activities like podcasts and social media. LT's perspective, rooted in his era's hard-nosed, no-distraction approach to the game, reflects a traditional mindset that prioritizes total dedication to the craft. However, while his comments may have some merit, the context of modern professional sports offers a different reality that complicates the issue. From an American fan's perspective, it's crucial to recognize LT's unparalleled legacy in the game. Taylor's dominance in the NFL is cemented by his status as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, defensive players to ever step onto the field. His career totals of 132.5 official sacks, not even counting the 9.5 sacks before the statistic became official, and his 2 Super Bowl rings with the New York Giants, set a standard that is hard for any player to match. For someone like Taylor, who played in an era devoid of social media distractions, podcast appearances, and personal branding concerns, it's understandable that he might view today's players through a critical lens. His focus was singular: winning championships and establishing dominance on the field. Micah Parsons, however, represents a new generation of athletes whose lives are shaped not only by their performance on the field but also by their off-field presence. In today's NFL, athletes are increasingly multidimensional, balancing their football careers with social media influence, personal branding, and even podcasting, as in Parsons' case. Parsons is a standout player for the Dallas Cowboys, widely regarded as one of the hardest-working and most talented athletes on the team. His influence extends beyond the football field, reflecting the reality that today's athletes must prepare for life after football, while still giving their all during their active careers. LT's critique of Parsons stems from a fundamental difference in football culture between the two eras. LT belonged to an era where football was seen as a warrior's game, requiring total commitment and undivided focus. His success, as well as that of the Giants, was a product of a mentality that left no room for distractions. Players of his era, like Carl Banks and Pep Johnson, were similarly devoted to the game, embodying a certain purity in their approach that prioritized winning at all costs. For LT, anything less than full immersion in football can be seen as a deviation from what it takes to reach greatness. However, the modern era of the NFL has evolved. Today's players, including Micah Parsons, are more than just athletes. They are brands. They are businessmen. They have platforms that extend beyond football, whether through podcasts, social media, or other ventures. These platforms offer athletes an opportunity to secure their financial futures and build a legacy that lasts far beyond their playing days. In a league where the average career length is only about 3 years, diversifying one's interests is not only smart but necessary for long-term security. What LT perhaps overlooks is that these modern-day distractions do not necessarily equate to a lack of commitment or focus on football. Parsons' impact on the field speaks for itself. He is consistently one of the best players on the Cowboys, a team that historically garners more media attention than most other NFL teams. The Cowboys' culture of fame and exposure also plays a role in the amplification of Parsons' off-field activities. In some ways, players like Parsons are simply responding to the opportunities that come with playing for one of the most visible franchises in sports. In terms of on-field performance, Parsons has earned Pro Bowl selections in each of his NFL seasons and has shown that he has the potential to become a future Hall of Famer. LT's comments should be seen less as a personal attack and more as a challenge. As Stephen A. Smith pointed out, LT's remarks could be interpreted as advice for Parsons to take that next step, to sacrifice even more to elevate his team to Super Bowl contention. LT, having won 2 Super Bowls with the Giants and established himself as the most feared player of his generation, likely sees greatness in Parsons and wants to push him to reach that level. Ultimately, the conversation between LT's era and today's NFL reflects the broader evolution of professional sports. Players today face a different set of challenges and opportunities, both on and off the field. The balancing act that athletes like Parsons must navigate, between football, media obligations, and personal interests, might seem like a distraction to older generations, but it is the new reality of modern sports. LT's message may resonate with fans who long for the gritty, single-minded football of the past, but it is important to recognize that Parsons and his peers are forging their own paths in a rapidly changing world. While some fans may side with LT's old-school mentality, others understand that today's players are multifaceted and must engage with the world in ways that LT and his contemporaries never had to. Parsons' challenge will be to maintain the balance between his off-field activities and his on-field dominance, ensuring that his legacy, both as a player and as a personality, endures.